Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living in Faith. I am your host, Giovanna Tartarone.
And I am Pablo Sanchez. A pleasure, Gigi. It's a pleasure.
Hello. It's so good to see you again. In today's show, we're going to be talking about letting go with faith, a journey to freedom. And, this is something that I believe we definitely need to understand what that means at the core level. Why do I say that? Because I've learned whatever we insist, right? And because we're not letting go. And when we don't let go, we're not letting God into our lives to help us. I call it God. You may call it the universe, infinite intelligence. But I know that when we let go, we're letting something bigger than us take over, right? So let's talk about this, Pablo, because when we have challenges in life, we want to control everything. And when we control everything, I believe that's not letting God do its job.
Gigi, this is a topic that's so close to my heart, so close to my heart, because when I was married my first time, you want that to last forever and ever and ever, and then things happen, and you have to let go. You have to let go, and when you need to let go, fear overcame to me. I was so afraid. I made all of the excuses not to let go. Oh, I could not afford to have two households. I needed to pay two rents. I needed to do this and that. And it was just so much. So along with letting go, you have all the fears in the world come to you. They're all attacking you. And you make the excuses. And before you know it, you're making maybe it was just a little storm, but now you're really into a heavy storm that you having to weather throughout the whole thing, and God knows what you have to go through when you fail to let go. So the kicker right there is you really need to have faith. You need to understand that for myself, I have learned that things are temporary. Because before long, I got divorced. My daughters at that time, they were 11 years old. And my daughter's asking me, Dad, why did God let this happen? And I was, oh my God, please help me, give me the answer. And what came out of my mouth was, because God wanted me to be your father.
Wow.
At the end of the day, that's all that's left. That's all that's left. But in the meantime, when I announced that we were getting divorced, the youngest daughter says, "Oh, it's about time." I mean, why are you holding back? Why are you holding back? Myself, I didn't realize that I was hurting my family more by trying to stay together when it wasn't working anymore. I lacked the faith. I did not understand that this was just temporary. This is something that I needed to go through. But then that was just the beginning. And next thing you know, everything that can happen to you, I gained some weight. So you start eating, you get into different habits. Habits are no good for you because you're trying to keep yourself occupied. All those things. So here it is. When you need to be able to, when you consider to let go, you first need to talk to God and ask him, God, What do I have to do? Tell me. Please show me the road. And believe me, he's going to show it to you. He's going to give you the paths. He's going to make things easier for you. Because by the time when the time came, I was so concerned about having the two deposits for the rent, all this and that. When the time came for me to leave, one of my clients came in and said, "Mr. Sanchez, I'm leaving." Papa, papa says, "Oh, who's taking over your apartment?" Says, "No, I don't have anybody." Boom! It was given to me. I didn't have to pay the deposit or anything like that. When it's for you, God makes it very easy. People come across your way, and things happen for you. It's really it's easy after the fact. I can talk about it now, but while I was going through it, I was in so much pain, letting go. I cried every single day, cried myself to sleep, doing that. That's because I did not have the faith. I did not realize what was going on is just temporary, and then the better things were yet to come. Look
Mm,
at where I'm at right now. Who could have told me that this was going to be? Now,
right.
now, the trick right here is had I read Neville Goddard in the past, I would have begun to assume that I was already a happy person after the fact. I would assume that this is all temporary, and all the good things come from God. It's His timing, not mine. And then I would have taken this. It wouldn't have been so rough on me.
You know, I'm reading what's underneath your name: change your thoughts and change your world. And truly, what you're saying to me right now and saying to the audience is that if you would have changed your thoughts, you would have been on that path of realizing that everything was going to be okay because you put more faith in what was going on versus putting the fear, right? You had thoughts of fear. That's why you were thinking like, how am I going to go ahead? How am I going to change this life, right?
You're completely correct, Gigi. You're looking at it exactly the way that it is, and everything begins with a thought. Everything begins
Right.
with a thought. Make it even simpler right now. Even simpler. Right here, I have a printer. At one time, that printer was just a thought. It was just somebody's thought.
In the
Now,
imagination. Hmm.
now we all have printers. They're all over the world. Everything starts with a thought. Everything starts with a thought. Now, you're the one that choose which way you're going to go. I chose fear at the beginning. Oh my God, I'm going to lose my family. I fought for that family for a long time. And I did not want to let go. I did not want to let go. Now, Mr. Expert here,
Pat yourself on the back,
I
right?
have clients come in and they're crying. They're crying. I'm getting divorced. Oh, congratulations. Yeah. Yeah, you have to accept the change. You have to accept the change. And then I talk to them and say, think about, how happy next year when you come back, you're gonna tell me what a wonderful thing it is that all the things that you were going through are no longer there, and now you're living in peace. That's what you're going to tell me. And then the crying stops, this and that. But I also have had people that have been going through a divorce, and they have seen my show. And they come in here, say, "Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. You gave me so much hope. Thank you so much. You just what I needed to hear at the time." So it's completely amazing once you really once you spend just 5 minutes of your time with God, read something from the Bible, get something from there, and that's what I do. And little did I know, I'm changing so many people, so many lives just by doing that, getting them to change their thoughts.
Yeah,
You change your thoughts, you change your world, not anybody else. Because what you have is you only have control over your thoughts, not anybody else's, not anybody else.
that's right.
You only have control over your thoughts, nobody else.
It's so true that, what you just demonstrated there with your story is that you let go, you let God take over, and he had greater plans for you, plans that you had no idea, right? They were unknown. And whenever we enter into that unknown world, we get very scared because we don't know what's on the other side. But
Complete.
this is where we get tested. This is where we get tested to show how much faith we really have. And the greater your faith, the better your journey to freedom, the better that, the outcome. I believe that God wants a lot more than you want for ourselves.
Oh my, and that's what I have come to realize. I'm going to switch right now, and I'm also going to keep it on myself, but I'm going to talk about changing jobs and having faith when you let go of that job. That
Mm-hmm.
job that you only knew how to do that, you knew everything inside out, you knew that accounting system, you knew how everything worked over there, and now
Yes.
you have to let go. Now you have to let go. Now, I'm going to bring my mom into the picture right now. My mom was a nurse in Ecuador, and then when she came here, uh, she had to validate her license, which did not happen. So she became a seamstress. And then when she became a seamstress, she used to work full time, da da da. But then what happened is during lunchtime, the other seamstress, they like to just gossip, 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 gossip. And my mom did not like the gossip. So my mom used to leave that job, and then she'd go out and find a better job that would pay her more every single time. She did that, to my knowledge, she did that like about 5 times. And every single time she let go, because she did not like the gossip. That was her reason. Every time she let go, she got a better job, and more pay. She ended up working for some big designers also. I can name them all right now, but that's what my mom did. So letting go did actually allow my mom so much room for growth.
Yes.
She could very well have said, "But I don't speak English. I don't do that. I can't do any of those things. This is all I know how to do." She didn't do that. She let go. But then, something that we learned with Napoleon Hill, right? If you're able to take your anger and make that your motivation, your drive as to why you want it, bringing that desire, my
Yes, of
mom,
course.
she took that, I do not like the gossip. I do not like that. I want people that gossip around me. So, boom, she put that energy into finding a new job, and every single job is better. And she ended up working for some big time designers. Big time designers. That's what my
Yeah.
mom did. So being able to let go with faith, but her faith, what we call is she's an unconscious competent.
And yes, yes,
She's an unconscious competent.
absolutely.
She didn't know what she was doing, but that it was going to lead her eventually to a much better job by letting go every single time. But
Yeah,
that's the faith that my mom had, and look at what happened. What a wonderful example! I can
absolutely.
I can throw myself in there also. I can tell you how afraid I was when I left public accounting, and then I wanted to go back and everything. But then I actually had to say this, and I said it. I'm not saying it because I'm on the show, but I actually say, Lord, let your will be done, not mine. I finally gave up and said, I give up, God. Whatever your will is, so it will be.
You
And when
know,
when I did that, I let go of everything. No more worries. I was not concerned about going back to my old job or being continuing doing any of those things. But everything came in. I can tell you, we're going to save some time for some stories in the future.
we have plenty to share, of course. Even myself, and I can, resonate with what you're saying. And even with people going through health issues, right? You got to let go. You got to know that there's something within us that God planted in us when we were born that is guiding us through our life. And this is where the trust comes. I know, and I say this to people, why do we ask for God's help when we are in bad times? Why not ask for help every day? Acknowledge Him every day. I know I waited to that last minute where I could not count on anyone else but God. And I know now every day God is number one first in my life.
Now,
I recognize.
I have to share something with you on that
Go ahead.
because there's a lot of people out there. that are ill, bedridden, everything. And they had pretty much given up because so many years they said they have been going through the same thing, same thing.
Yes.
But I'm here to tell you that God wants to use you as an example that He is right here. He's going to give you your health, complete health, just like that. He will do it because of your faith in Him. You
I
have
love
faith.
that.
You have faith. You will get up from that bed. You will take baby steps. You will take baby steps. Before you know, you will be walking. Before you know, you will be walking around the block. Next thing you know, and people are going to say, "But what happened? What happened?"
Amen.
I said, "No, no, no, no. Gigi and Pablo told me that I have to have faith. That God wanted to use me as an example of faith, and know that I can do it. And here I am. Now I'm walking. Before I was buried, I am walking and a testament of that God lives within me. And here we are. Absolutely beautiful. Gigi, you bring out the best in me.
And you make me want to cry right now, but you are so right. So let's go over to our Spanish friends and tell them what we just said. It's so important.
Eh, nosotros estamos hablando de cómo dejar ir con fe. Cómo dejar ir con fe. Y cuando uno considera dejar ir, lo primero que le viene es los miedos. Los miedos, porque es muy difícil dejar ir algo que uno conoce. Y a veces esos miedos causan que lo que sea unas lluvias que está pasando ahora se causa en una tormenta para usted. Y las tormentas no paran, sino que después de un largo plazo. Yo hablé de mi propio divorcio. Cuando yo me casé, para mí era para una vida entera. Yo nunca pensé que me iba a divorciar. Entonces, cuando consideré que me iba a divorciar, era lo peor. Yo no quería dejar ir. No quería dejar ir. Lo que me pasó a mí es que yo no tenía fe. Yo no conocía la fe como la conozco ahora. Y en un día estoy con mi hija, la mayor, y me dice, papi, ¿por qué Dios permitió que esto suceda? Y yo en ese momento me puse a rezar y le pedí a Dios que me diga qué es lo que estoy supuesto a hacer. ¿Qué estoy supuesto a decir? Y las únicas palabras que me salieron fue, porque Dios quería que yo sea tu padre. Al final del día, cuando hay un divorcio, lo único que se queda es usted es el padre de sus hijos y eso es todo. Los bienes que tienen son separados o ella se queda con todo, como fue mi caso. Yo no tuve ningún problema. Pero, ¿qué es lo que Dios tiene para nosotros? Eso fue mucho tiempo que, tal como mí para la ex, era que nosotros estábamos tratando de mantener el hogar por nuestros hijos. Por nuestros hijos. Después mi hija chiquita, cuando nos reunimos para decirle que nos íbamos a divorciar, la chiquita nos dice, ya era hora. Y nosotros nos asustamos porque, ¿cómo que ya era hora? Entonces, nosotros los padres pensamos que estamos haciendo un bien, pero mientras tanto estamos haciendo un mal. Porque ellos ven lo que pasa, ellos ven que no nos estamos llevando bien. Ellos ven que no estamos durmiendo en la misma cama. Ellos ven eso, ellos ven todo eso. ¿A quién estamos engañando? Entonces, he aquí, estamos hablando de dejar ir con fe. Yo no tenía fe, yo no sabía mucho de la fe. Pero ahora, si usted se pone a pensar y se pone yo me puedo, ahorita mismo voy a ser yo mismo como el ejemplo. En este momento soy una de las personas más fáciles del mundo. Usted puede entrarse a Google, póngase a Google, busque la persona más feliz del mundo y voy a estar ahí yo. Hey, the happiest guy in the world in Google, me. After the fact. So, es así, es así. Cuando uno deja ir, y sí, cuando uno deja ir, vienen las tormentas, vienen las dudas, y el dejar ir viene con toda clase de problemas que tal vez ni se dio cuenta. Los pasa a todos, pero tiene que considerar que un día esa tormenta va a parar y usted va a estar una persona muy feliz. Entonces la idea es de saber que lo que está pasando es temporal. Es temporal, que ya viene, eso va a parar y usted va a ser otra vez feliz. Pero la única razón que usted puede hacer eso es si lo hace con fe. Con fe. Es bien difícil tener la fe cuando lo que usted hace, yo tuve fe cuando yo me casé. Tuve fe, mi fe era que eso va a ser para una vida entera. No fue así. ¿Okay? Después, todo es temporal. Todo es temporal. Después que tenía que cambiarme, ahí fue. Ahora ya las cosas son diferentes para todos. Eso es uno, pero eso es hablando de dejar ir del amor, algo que nos pasa a la mayoría de nosotros. Pero también aquí estaba hablando de dejar ir de un empleo. Y el mejor ejemplo para mí es mi mamá. Mi mamá era una enfermera en el Ecuador y cuando llegamos acá, tiene que tener su licencia, tiene que tener todo, no más enfermera. Mi papá era un sastre. Entonces mi papá le enseñó a mi mamá cómo coser. Ella se fue a trabajar en una fábrica. Mi mami cosía en una fábrica. Ahora, mi mami no le gusta el chisme, no le gusta el chisme, no le gustan las viejas chismosas. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que hace? Se van a almorzar y en el almuerzo, una vieja chismosa, otra vieja chismosa, otra vieja chismosa. Mi mamá se cansa de las viejas chismosas. ¿Y qué es lo que hace mi mamá? Mi mamá deja el trabajo, se va y mi viejita consigue otro trabajo y un trabajo mejor, que le paga mejor sin las viejas chismosas. Pero después regresa a las viejas chismosas otra vez. Deja el trabajo otra vez, se consigue otro trabajo. La cosa es que mi mamá dejó como 5 trabajos y al final llegó para trabajar para Náutica cuando recién empezó. Ella trabajaba para Fabrice. Gente famosa. Mi mamá llegó a ser una pattern maker. Hacía los patrones para la ropa. Eso es lo que llegó a ser mi mamá. Esto, en lo que yo he aprendido, es una persona que logra lo que desea inconscientemente. Inconscientemente logra llegar a donde quiere. Pero aquí estamos haciendo inconscientemente, pero de veras es la bendición de Dios que mi mamá ha tenido todos estos años. Entonces, ella deja algo y yo creo que ella sí lo dejaba con mucha fe y sabía que ella iba a tener un trabajo mejor que el que estaba dejando. Y así fue, se fue una vez a la otra vez. Entonces, el título de nosotros es de, al dejar ir, tenemos que tener fe. Cuando uno tiene una fe perfecta quiere decir que que usted sabe que Dios le va a proteger, Él nunca le va a soltar su manito y Él siempre va a estar a su lado. Y que no tenga miedo de dejar ir. Tenga fe en Dios y Dios les llevará a sitios que usted ni se imaginó. Mi mamá no era una costurera así. Ella empezó por abajo y llegó a ser una pattern maker, solamente por la fe que ella tenía. Entonces, para mí, un gran ejemplo. Y después, conmigo mismo, yo sí usé eso. El ejemplo de mi mamá, yo usé eso. Y cuando yo me cambié de trabajos y después vi que estaba muy duro por afuera, cuando dejé de ser contador público, traté de regresar y después por fin yo tuve que decir, Dios mío, que sea lo que tú desees con mi vida. Gracias, Dios mío. Y después de que solté eso, ya tuve una fe completa que todo iba a estar bien. Y después era, pero ¿por qué me estaba preocupando? Todo es perfecto, todo es perfecto. Once you let go, Gigi, you figure out like, why was I worried for so long? This is so beautiful.
Of course, you free your mind from all the uncertainties, right? Because you literally take all the heaviness that you think you have to do it all, because that's what we think, and you let it go and you watch magic happen. You know, we talked about last week, we talked about miracles, right? Miracles can happen
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you let go and have faith.
You have to
That's,
realize that whatever you're going through is all temporary. It's not permanent.
I
It's not
know, I
permanent.
know.
Okay? God is permanent. God is
Right? That's the only thing that is
permanent.
permanent
God
in
is
this
permanent.
world.
Hey, God will be with you in the good times, bad times, anytime. You can call up to Him. He will be there with you. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us, Pablo. Thank you so much. And really, I really hope that this show has connected to your heart to know that you're never alone. Just have faith and watch the magic happen. So thank you, Pablo, for joining us and everyone else. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gigi.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.